Hey, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about all things books, my haul that I've been collecting for the last couple of weeks, and I can't wait to share with you. So let's get started. All right, like I was saying, I've been collecting some books. These are going to be new, gently used, and thrifted that I've picked up over the last couple of months as I'm preparing more and more for the fall. I can't wait for you guys to see what we'll be doing for curriculum for the fall, but until then I wanted to just show you guys some read alouds, some things that we're going to be reading together, as well as some independent reading. So with that, I'm going to start actually with our independent reading books that I've collected for Zoe, and that are these chapter books as she has been progressing in her reading. And so some of them she's requested because she started kind of being introduced to them, and then others I've picked up along the way. So the first one is this beautiful, fun Owl Diaries series. I picked these up for her a while back, and she started reading book 1. This is actually book 2, 3, and 4, and it's super fun. They're written almost like little letters, but also in like a comic strip style. I'll show you guys kind of like the inside, and it's like this beautiful conversation with these owls. And Zoe's 2 favorite animals, well, she has like 3, is cats, owls, and sloths. All those things she's super obsessed with. So I picked these up. They're super fun. It allows her to have independent reading, but more in a magical and fun and whimsical way, the way she would want it to be. I also picked up this book I started reading on just building curriculum or building story time and independent reading for her age group. And so that's this one, Absolutely Alfie. And this first one is In a Furry Purry Secret, which super fun because it's got a little cat in there and it looks like her. I'm super excited to read this with her, and just either read it with her, but also hear about it because she'll be writing some book reports when she's done with her books as well. So this is one. Also, I picked up another series, and that's this cool Kitty and the Moonlight Rescue. I picked up the first 2 books. I think I have a third one. The first one's the Moonlight Rescue. The other one is the Tiger Treasure. It's literally Zoe in a book. Like, seriously, it's this little girl who at night she puts on her cape. It's kind of like Batman style, but she's on an adventure to save the cats and help out her cat friends because she believes she is the cat girl. So I'm super excited to hear all of the fun things that Zoe gets out of these books. And yeah, so those are her independent ones. Now I'm going to kind of move right along into read alouds. I've collected a few. So here's the first one I actually got we have a place here in Texas called Half Price Books. I highly recommend it if you're trying to build your library as a homeschooling mom, or just in general, you want to build your library for your kids. Start at your thrift stores, start at the Goodwills, start there, and then, if you want to purchase a particular book brand new, then do so, but just to save a coin or two. So I went to Half Price Books and I picked up this one. This is Maya Angelou, The Journey of the Heart. I'm super excited to read this with her. I actually have a couple of Maya Angelou's books here in my library, and so Zoe will get to learn a little bit more about her as we read this together. And then we started reading a lot of poetry. And so I, through the literature study and curriculum that we were going through, it came with poetry every single week. And one of those, it was poetry and then story reading. And one of those was Aesop, the Fables of Aesop. And I'm super excited because I didn't get to read these when I was a kid. And so this is also going to be new for me, but it has beautiful little black and white illustrations in it. I love the tattered look and even the envelope on this book because it reminds me of history. And the illustrations are actually done by the illustrator who was the original illustrator for Alice in Wonderland. So this is going to be a great addition to our library. Another one that I've had for a while, and this was actually a gift, I believe. This is the African American children's stories. And I was going through one of our containers and I found this, and I'm super excited to now incorporate it in our read alouds. I remember reading something similar to this when I was a kid. And so we'll get to dive into this, and I'm excited for even Josephine to see all the pictures and hear the stories. Another one here, this is a new one. This is The Seeds and Trees. It's about a little prince, so if you have a little boy, this might be fitting for you, but I'll be reading it to my girls. This is about a boy who basically would plant seeds, and he recognized that these trees would grow, but they were kind of overshadowing and kind of mean to the smaller trees. And so he realizes that if he cuts them down and reroots them and then starts to plant the things that bring joy and happiness in life, that what you sow is what you reap, basically. So I'm excited for us to dive into this for story time, for Read Aloud. Another one is A Place to Start a Family, poems about creatures that build. And I love this because our kids are super fans of animals, and just to hear that how they grow and they build things, but in a fun way. It has beautiful pictures inside, and yeah, all of the fun. So I'm super excited to read this. Great find. Another one is The Little Mouse, the Ripe Strawberry, and the Big Hungry Bear. I remember this book, and when I saw it, I was like, yes, we're adding this to our library this fall. Love the colors, love the story, and it's simple. It's something that even Miss Josephine can sit through as well. So we're going to be doing that. This one I love. This is going to be The Patchwork Quilt. I actually found this. I mean, it's a still, guys. I still have the sticker $1.99 on there. Super still. So excited to add this to our library and hear about Tanya's grandmother in this quilt. So we'll be reading this together. And then I found this awesome one, The Sky of Afghanistan. At first, it captured me through just seeing the illustration. And then when I saw the title, that intrigued me too. I want my children to have a view of the world and it not to be misconstrued or just only one version or one or the other. I want them to see all ethnicities, backgrounds, and history. And I love this little girl. She talks about just wanting to fly and wanting to see the sky and see up above and who they are. And so this is encouraging. It's going to be uplifting, and I'm excited to read this with my girls. Another one that just stopped me in my tracks just because the cover was, I know you're not supposed to judge a book by a cover, but I do that sometimes. This is the true story of Jadava Pugni and the boy who grew a forest. I mean, look at that. Look at that cover. I purchased this a couple of weeks ago, and I have yet to open it because I kind of want to be like the kids and super excited and just read it together. But originally it was because sneak peek is that our fall curriculum is going to be talking about forest and bears and trees, and I'm only going to leave it at that. I can't tell you guys until that video comes out. But I want to build a library that kind of has some stories to go along with that, but in a different way. And so I picked this up. I've heard a lot of great recommendations about this beautiful book, and so we'll be reading this. One of the other ones, like I said, we've been reading poetry, and so I wanted to collect more poetry books in our library. Another one is the Year of Nature poems. I am super excited about this because it's divided literally within the 12 months of the year, and we're just going to take our time. We're going to read them, and like this one, look at that. That's just January. Isn't that beautiful? So yes, we're going to be reading this. Can't wait to just hear Zoe reading it aloud. Excuse me. And then the last but not least, I found this little book and I automatically thought of Miss Josephine. This is the Zoo Zen, a yoga story for kids. And I thought of this because I have a little animal of a child. I mean, she loves to jump and run and flip and all the things. And so I was looking for books that, again, would work for just both kids for our read aloud time. I think this will be great for like in the morning or even after lunch when we've are still kind of all bouncy, but we need to quiet it down and get ready to transition to the rest of the day. So we get to stretch, we get to have a fun little reading time, and then they can go about the rest of their day. So yes, those are all my books. That is the haul. I highly recommend, again, check out your thrift stores, your Goodwills, your bookstores that are the little corner bookstore. Pick out and look and see and find some treasures in there, as well as buying new and books from the your local bookstore or even Amazon. I will link all these books down below from where I can find them. And, you know, let me know what you guys are adding to your library. I want to know, what are you reading? What is something that you highly recommend that we should add to our library for our toddler and our going on second grader? Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Share it with a friend. And until the next time, I'll see you on the next video. Bye.